Don't you want it? 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 You lose your little mind. 5, 10 lives.
Hey, welcome to the Deadlights podcast, Mini Magic. I'm your host, Mini Sam.
And I'm Mini Magical Leslie, bringing your mini magical goodness. Yum, 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 yum.
And it is our 50th.
50!
It is our 50th mini. Wow, we are so tiny. There are so many of these tiny little minis.
What if we get into ASMR this 50th episode?
Is that how ASMR works?
Well, you'll hear it
Okay.
later. You kind of just scratch and just do very. That's not it.
Oh,
I mean, that could be it. That could work for some people.
exactly. The people that are listening to are going,
They're like, oh yeah,
yeah.
or passed out.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Cool.
I mean, certain ones.
Right. Of course. You need have you ever seen the ASMRs where the microphone is shaped like an ear? And they're licking the ear and
Licking the ear?
Yeah.
I don't know which ASMR you're going
These
to.
are the top ones on Twitch. These are the ones that are at the top page on the top.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to kink anybody's jam. Or how does that go?
Jam anyone's kink any. I don't know.
I'm not going to jam the kink.
Right.
So, lick ears if that is what you want.
Yeah.
With consent.
With consent.
But no, my thing is I like a good scalp massage and brushing of the hair and playing with the hair. So when things are close and personal and it sounds like it's because I think the vibrations of it sounds like it is happening to me. That's what I tend to listen to. I like the scalp massage ones.
It's almost
With,
visceral
yeah.
touching.
I'm just ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
The little fucking, what is it, hairs in my ears and in the drum are just
Yeah, well, maybe, I don't know. Check out that licking ear microphone one. Maybe it'll tickle your eardrums. Maybe. I don't know. I won't kink the shame.
I hope you're talking to our audience and not me. Because I'm okay.
I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah, okay.
What are we doing here? Right. Welcome to the 50th episode of our mini-sodes.
We're just doing a little recap.
We're just doing a recap. Yeah, I mean, you know why you're here. We're pretty chill on the mini-sodes. And we kind of just want to talk about what we've done so far over our first 50 episodes and 50 mini-sodes that we've done in the Deadlights. I think it's been a pretty successful first 50 episodes, or I guess first 100 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, 100 combined. But most definitely, I feel pretty, because there's a thing that we came into with this idea to keep expanding what we really enjoyed during the 31 days of horror, and just kind of encapsulate and just continue kind of a little tradition of just watching films, that not a lot of people are going to want to enjoy. So I think sitting down on that couch and watching a movie, it has been very, very, the consistency of that has helped me.
Yeah. And I think, too, it's quite honestly, before we started doing the podcast, it was kind of tough for me to sit down and just want to watch a film, because I at least wanted to have the experience of really paying attention to it and really intaking what they're trying to tell me and the filmmaking and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes it's hard to do that. Sometimes you want to just turn off and not really pay attention. And so I kind of found myself almost avoiding watching movies. And then when we started doing this, I it just has kind of completely turned that around for me because I now enjoy it so much. Like I really, really love examining these things as pieces of art and how did they do that? Why did they make that choice? What did this inspire? Who were they inspired from? Like all these questions now come up that just makes the filmmaking experience so much more rich for me. And it only happened because we've been doing this for so long. And so consistently that it just happens now.
For 50 plus episodes, 50 for the Deadlights. But we have done this for over 2 years. So, I mean, like you mentioned, when I go into seeing a movie, regardless of what genre it is, I am watching it as with the Deadlights eyes.
Yeah.
Truly, I'm coming in and I am examining and I'm able to see the beats of the movie. I'm able to see the style. I'm able to capture a lot more of what the film is trying to give us. And we've had some friends who have watched movie with us. And because we have been doing this for a while, we have an eye. And when later we're all talking and discussing the movie, we're going off of each other and we're like, yeah, did you see that? Yeah, well, like this and that. And people are like, oh my gosh, how did you see that? And it's because it's, excuse me. Everybody has a style and you just gonna have to, you kind of get a read of it,
Yeah. And also because too, like, we've never claimed to be experts on
and we're starting
horror or film at all. We are both performers and filmmakers ourselves, and these are just our opinions. But I think that shows you that anyone can just, jump into films and watch these things. And when you really start breaking them down and really start talking about them, anyone can form a very informed opinion about a film. And I hope that anyone who's listening to these things, these episodes, can take some of the things that we're talking about, some of the criteria that we're going through, and start making their own criteria for films as they watch movies. And I hope that they notice more things and think about things more maybe because of something that we talked about.
And this goes for anything. Like if you want to become a stand-up comedian, you're going to involve more time into looking up your stand-up comedians that you enjoy or even the ones that you don't enjoy because you need to know what works and what doesn't work. And you're going to start realizing things the more time you put into it. And there is a saying for that, right? There's a saying that's like, when you put, what is it? 10,000 hours.
You only can master something after 10,000 hours of it or something like that.
And at first I was like, fuck, that's a big ass number. But truly, yeah, I can see that. And who was it? I think it was Anthony Hopkins who was like, as someone who has been working as an actor for 40 years, I can now say that I have mastered my acting. I finally feel as if I have gotten to a place that I feel successful. And I'm like, 40 years.
I'm like, but yes, that's a long time. But to me, as a creative and as a person who's in filmmaking, like, I don't ever, like, to me, being able to say I've mastered this is not in my realm of possibility at all.
Oh, no.
Because it feels like, and that's what I love about filmmaking, is that you can continue to learn things and continue to see film and your perspective of film and your what you like about film can change too. And so to me, it's like an ever-evolving thing where you can never master, and it's always just like that elusive thing where you want to master it, but you can't. That's what attracts me to it. But the fact that someone feels like they can say, "Ooh, I've mastered something," is like, "Ooh, wow, that takes a lot." Like, that's insane.
40. I mean, I'm hoping that at 40 years I can be like, yeah, I think I have learned quite a bit, that I do feel like a pro. Like, like I feel like I put in my time. But yeah, just like this has been an extraordinary ride. 50 episodes. I truly do see things differently when I'm intaking. Now, no, I can still say that about the shows that I'm rewatching over and over again. I'm seeing like any time that I come into a series like Bob's Burgers, it is my comfort show, so I don't have to fully be watching it. I can just hear it. And so then hearing how character development and arcs are found within series, and then they're like, okay, I think we found the character, like let's keep just building this, and then forming jokes around that, I think that is what I've been learning so far about rewatching this show, and how to possibly write one of my own someday. But
Yeah, and I completely, like, there's been times where I've rewatched things, shows or movies since we've started this, where I'm like, wow, like, damn it, like I can see more of what they're doing.
Yeah.
I can just see it more, and I can understand the choices more. And I love that. I really do. I love this skill that we are honing, because it's just making me enjoy every film more. Like, even the bad ones. We've watched, subjectively bad movies on this podcast, but we have found value in each and every one of those. We have found something positive to pick from that. And even if it was a struggle, we were able to take the things that we didn't like from it and have discussions about that too. So to me, I'm like now at a point where I feel like I can watch anything, good, bad, in the middle, whatever, and still find some sort of enjoyment, because there's something that's going on there. Someone made that movie from their heart. Like, so to me, I feel like what this podcast has given me so far is more of an appreciation for filmmaking in general.
oh yeah.
What are some of the, can you think of some of your favorite movies that we've reviewed, or like maybe some of the favorite guests that we've had, guest moments?
Oh, I love every single guest, especially the people that we just met this year. Extraordinary people, y'all. Go see their stuff, because they're also creators and artists here in Chicago. And damn, they're the sweetest people, and they have, like anytime that we bring even people that we know, we bring into this table and we have discussions about a film, we're always afraid that we're gonna, because we've been talking to each other for so long, that we want to create a space for them, and they do it so naturally that I really enjoy, just like
I was trying to hold it so hard.
you could just go yeah, loud and proud, better in and out, I always say, huff. So I guess I can't choose. All of y'all are
Yes, agreed.
beautiful.
Yes, very true. And going back to kind of the original idea of this podcast, of us just wanting to share horror with people. And we've had people that are filmmakers, people that aren't filmmakers, people that love horror, people that hate horror. All these different people, but they all bring in their own perspective. And it's all been super fun to hear what they think, and it's expanded my perspective, I feel like, at points, to hear what they think of films, because I wouldn't have thought about it that way.
True.
And especially sometimes for people that have very little experience in filmmaking or acting or anything like that, just film or movie lovers, and this is a podcast that's supposed to be a space for pushing horror and appreciating horror as film. And I'm very happy that we brought in guests that are very open to that and open to talking about these films, no matter how silly they might be,
Yeah.
but talking about them seriously, you know, and talking about them as pieces of art.
And like we've mentioned before, this genre, it's deemed to be demonic because it has those topics, or it's like what the weird people, you know, watch, or, you know, the popular kids watch. It has this kind of like stigma to it. Not trying to sound cool or whatever, but like it's still, when I mention my podcast to people, I'm very cautious still, because I don't know who is going to react as, oh, you know, or, oh,
Horror.
I would never, you know? So I'm just like, yeah, it's a movie review podcast of horror. And they're like, oh. So, and then they tell me their 2 cents, but it's still a conversation piece.
Yeah.
And I think with how consistently people are making horror shows and movies, I think it's just opening it up and the stigma is lessening.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're kind of just being like, hey, y'all, this is a style of a movie that we can watch all year round. You know, you have your Hallmark movies all year round. It doesn't have to be
That is true.
fucking Christmas
Though
only.
they do ramp up the production during Christmas, but you're right. It's all year round, so. They made like 22 films in December for Christmas or something. They released 22 films.
Come on.
Yeah, insane. But you're right. Like,
Imagine if this was a Hallmark movie review podcast.
I would have already ended it.
I think I would have been like, you know, I think we've had a good run.
I think we're done. 50 is enough.
I would have died.
Yeah, I don't think we would have made it this far if it was Hallmark films.
Or we would just need more beer.
Way more.
Way more.
Way more.
Chugging it, like literally like chugging it like if we were in a frat.
But no, I absolutely think you're right. Horror has definitely made its way more into the mainstream. And we've mentioned, I mean, we've talked about Jenna Ortega before, but she, I think, is a really good example of a young actor who is within this horror genre, seemingly kind of sticking within that genre between X, Wednesday, Scream.
Well, it's also she's being typecasted.
Well,
typecasted.
Absolutely. But what is cool is that she's then being featured on SNL. And she's like
That's
going
true.
on all the talk shows.
That's
and like
true.
she's a person who is typecasted within horror, but she's in the mainstream. So we're getting these little bits of horror that are like seeping into the mainstream more and more that I absolutely love. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
Because this is our
Yeah,
doing.
we're the ones doing this. No, but to go back to your question of, is there a moment in a movie that I found enjoyable, or us sitting here on around the table discussing movies? Excuse me.
What's the moment? What is the moment? Was it when I was incredibly drunk during Alien?
That was so funny. You were trying to make some fucking point and you lost it.
Cut to the clip. Who then comes to them later is like, you need to monitor this. You need to monitor this. Who's the one that they blame earlier about the one that they fail her?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot where I was going with that.
They're eating their own words at this point. Just as you are eating this Starburst, they're eating their own words.
No, it's just been all really great, and I like it when I don't have a specific moment, but when we're like really like zoning in and passionate about something that we love or hate, because I think both of those have a similar kind of like emotion, where we're just like going off and being like, actually, I'm not done talking about this. Let's talk about it more. I love those moments. I think that creates more of an argument to how we rate things, how we discuss. And I love disagreeing with people on movies in a healthy, very healthy way. So
there's been very little. I feel like for the most part, we've pretty much agreed on most of the movies that we've reviewed. Which is nice to have those guests there to kind of even it out. I think one of the episodes that always sticks out in my mind of just like, it was a great movie. It was a super fun guest experience too, was The Ritual. Because that was our 420 episode too.
Yes, that was.
So we all smoke weed.
What? I don't, Mom, Dad, no.
And then we watched the movie, and then we smoked more weed, and then we
What?
did the episode. And there was just like, I mean, that movie was so good. First of all, it was a great fucking movie. And so I think we were
So
all
good.
just like excited to talk about
We also
it.
got chicken. We got KFC.
Oh yeah, you're right. We did.
We have, and then I brought like chips and stuff.
Yeah, it was a full 420 episode. And we had Zach and Tim on that episode, and they're both, I love having them as guests because
Lovely
they
people.
are both movie lovers. Like they love watching movies. And to me, that episode just sticks out because it was just such a fun time. So please go back and watch that episode. And remember, we are extremely high.
I don't know if we made good points, but please see that movie.
Please see that movie.
Too, because
God damn.
I think about that movie so often.
That movie's so goddamn
It's
good.
so beautiful. In a very traumatic way.
Oh my God. It's all trauma. It's just all about trauma. But presented in like the most beautiful way ever. So good. So yeah, that episode always sticks out in my mind. How about like the live shows? Because we've done a couple of live shows already.
We have.
Those have all been pretty fun.
Yeah.
We did Texas Chainsaw and then Hereditary, which are both rides in themselves.
I mean, the movies we've picked have been great. Our audience have been beautiful. But there is something to doing it the first time for the very first time ever. And being able to have your own beer.
That was cool.
We made our own beer.
Yeah.
Will we ever do that again?
I hope, because that was really cool.
That was cool. I mean, well, now I'm going back.
Fair.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that first Texas Chainsaw Massacre episode, we had our own beer called the Deadlights beer that was you and I helped brew. And then we served at the show, and it was served at a restaurant. And man, that was really cool.
And people liked the beer.
and people liked it.
They liked the beer. And that was a really cool moment.
Yep.
Because if you really think about it, how many people truly have the possibility to make their own beer, call it their own podcast name, and sell it at the restaurant that they made it?
Only in Chicago.
Only in Chicago.
Only in Chicago, baby.
So that, to me, was a very nerdy and geeky thing that we were able to do.
That was super fun. That was super cool.
Yeah, that was extraordinary. I really enjoyed that. And then the jitters about, doing it the first time, like those feelings are always like very, it's nerve wracking, but it's also like when you think about it, you being there, you're just like, man, wow.
Yeah, it's like it's the jitters of the opening night of a play. You're like, I need to run out of here because I'm so terrified, but this is amazing.
I want to go on stage and do my shit and then relive that over and over again.
Yeah. And then after you're like on this high of like,
Oh yeah,
we did it. We
it's a
fucking-
high for sure. Yeah, you're just like, I'm the best.
We did it. And what's cool is that I think we did a great job in the first season to facilitate our own live shows. Like we did it all within the Playground Social Studio, and we did it all ourselves, which is awesome. What I'm very excited about coming up in this year and in our second season is that we have live shows going on that are not here, and we're affiliating with other people. The Logan Theater. We've got a horror trivia night going on at Hex Coffee. We have things that are coming up that we're partnering with other people around the city, and really getting into like the Chicago community that I'm super excited about.
Oh, yeah. And that was a goal that we had set ourselves for this year, is that, you know, the first year is always like, okay, how do we want to run this? And how...
what's the show? Yeah.
How's our schedule? And then we figure it out. And then the second year, we just like go with it. We just like, we found something. Let's not overcomplicate it or overanalyze it. Let's run with what we have. We'll adjust little things here and there, but what we have is good. I think I'm enjoying myself.
Me too.
And I hope you enjoy it as well, because that is what truly matters, besides us having fun. But I think just embedding ourselves into the community has been, it's going to be very rewarding, because we're going to meet more people that love horror and bring them to us, and hopefully just continue the cycle of just like being all together and really enjoying.
Yeah.
I would love to continue seeing familiar faces, and those familiar faces bringing more faces.
Yes.
I just want to see faces, everybody. I just love
Let me see your
it.
freaking face. Let me see your face.
Let me see your face.
Cut your face off and wear it as a mask. No, but you're totally right, and I'm excited for us to hopefully just grow this Deadlight community and grow the horror community in general, because that was our goal.
Yeah. That's been our goal, to just have people watch more horror films.
Freaking watch it, y'all.
Freaking watch it.
I think we've done a pretty good job with the first 50 episodes to encourage people.
High five. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you heard that and felt that in your soul.
You better. And also, another exciting thing, we do have a number now that you can call and leave a voicemail.
That's so much fun.
Right? And maybe we'll feature your voicemail on the show one day, on one of these mini-sodes. You know, we're looking for movie suggestions. We're looking for thoughts on maybe a movie that we've reviewed already.
Yeah.
Or just why you like horror in
I
general.
would love to hear your thoughts. Like I said, I love a good conversation about healthily disagreeing on something.
Yep.
I want to know your thoughts. Did you agree with something that we said, or do you have theories?
Yeah.
Ooh, I love a theory.
Love a theory. Love a good theory.
Yeah.
And if you share a good theory, I'm thinking that there's going to be an episode where we just play a bunch of these voicemails and we respond to those theories or those questions that you have about the films that we watched or us. Like, I'm down to talk about whatever.
Yeah, a full mini episode with just theories of what y'all think.
Please tell me a theory on, what was that movie that we watched? Fuck. Those Who Walk Away. Remember that movie? There was all one take and
Oh, yeah.
it was not good. Why that movie was made? Why? Just why?
Hey, I know somebody that was in that movie.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, you do. Can we get him on
You
this show?
were lovely, actually. Okay.
Yeah, he actually probably was the best
He
part
was
of the
the
movie.
best part of that movie.
That shot that he had of like the split screen, but it was like practical. That was sick as fuck. I
That
love
was
that.
so cool. If we just can, anyway, we have a lot of opinions about that movie.
Go
that
back to Those Who Walk Away and listen to that episode.
Listen to that episode. Come back to this phone number.
Oh, now thinking about it. Oh, this phone number, yes.
773-669-6677.
773-6677. Let's try that one more time. Come back to this number.
773-669-6677.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, everybody.
Yeah, please call in.
Please
Give us your
call.
thoughts.
I would love to hear you. And by you, I mean you know who you are.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Mr. I watch and hear every single episode and giggle like
So,
mhm,
yeah.
my brother, Sal. Shout out.
Call
I hope
in,
you
brother.
Freaking listen to this. Anyhow.
I was just thinking that I don't think Those Who Walk Away was actually the lowest film that I rated because
You just rated
I
it.
just rated the lowest film that I've ever rated.
That was hilarious. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, you like really were not expecting.
I
it to be
really
that low.
hope you can grab like a screenshot of that for and just like I was like,
you can rate a movie that low.
that's the thing. Okay, that's one of my favorite things that our guest does is when we let them go first.
Typically, yes.
Typically.
Yeah.
So then they rate it a certain, safety number.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to rate it too low and they don't want to rate it too high. And then when we rate it too high, they're like, oh, I didn't know I could go there.
Oh shit.
Oh, damn, I want to change it. And we're like, no. I think you have a really good point as to how you want to rate it.
Everyone's got to take the rating system as they do. That's why I kind of like the guest going first because you and I have almost too much experience rating things. So I don't want
you copy me.
I think you
feel
copy
like-
me.
No, I think you copy me.
Go back and watch. Go back and watch all 50 episodes. You tell us what you think. Call
All
in.
at once, binge it.
Binge it. Yeah, man. I've only ever given one.
I'm sure we'll have more.
I'm sure we'll have more. We have a
I
lot
haven't
of
had a
movies in there.
5 yet. I don't think.
In this season.
I think I have.
Yeah, you rated Silence of the Lambs 5. You and I both rated
that
Silence
is
of the Lambs
true.
5.
And that
Because that's
deserves
the
a
episode
5.
where Tim was like, "Oh, I didn't want to go full 5."
That is true. He was here for that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Nice.
That I think was the only one that you went full 5.
I did go full 5.
I went full 5 for Paranormal Activity and something else. I can't remember what though. Anyway, 50 episodes, y'all.
50 episodes.
God damn,
Whoa,
we're
what
still
a
here.
blast.
Jeez.
In 50 more, it's going to be 100 if my math is right.
That is true. And if my math is correct, it'll technically be 200 with the minisodes and the full episodes together. Thank you again. Just want to reinforce that to the listeners and the viewers who are consistently watching and listening to this. Thank you so much for your continued support because y'all are the ones who are listening and who are actually taking what we're saying. So
Yeah. We're
thank
just
you.
two weirdos in a room just talking to ourselves.
Pretty much.
At a camera.
Yeah.
If it's not for you guys.
Yeah, there's no one behind the camera right now. Just so you know, it's literally just us in this room.
We're done? Are we done? Okay. PR is telling us that we're done.
Oh shit! Not PR again.
Wait, no. Our publicist? That's a publicist, right?
PR is public relations. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Nah, she wants us gone.
Fine.
Fine. Okay.
Okay.
God.
Jeez. Let's get out of here before we get canceled.
Yeah. Also, just to repeat, that number is 773-669. 6677.
It's on the bottom of the screen. Just read
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. We'll put it
Just read
there. Call us. Call us, please.
Please.
And then you can follow me on Color Me Leslie.
And me at Beep Beep Richie T. You can also follow us at the Deadlights Pod. Also check out Playground Social, which is the studio that we are recording these from. But until the next 50,
Woo!
let's get spooky. Oh, mini spooky.
Ooh.
50
50.
mini-sodes.